One of the things I've noticed a great deal in the first half of this year is that there have been a lot of situations regarding identity theft or hacking into the operations of large retailers, the Target situation and things like that. And I think it just behooves you to really spend a little bit of time monitoring all the things that are going on. Probably the best thing you can do, your first line of defense, is to keep an eye on your credit reports, because that will be where things might pop up where you could have a potential problem. So getting your credit report is an extremely easy thing to do, and despite a great marketing campaign, the one place you don't want to go to get your credit report is a place called freecreditreport.com, okay? Because bottom line, it's not free. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not suggesting there's anything wrong at all. If you want to use their service, that's fine. What they do is offer a credit protection service where they'll monitor your accounts and stuff like that and watch for anything suspicious, and then get in touch with you and let you know what's happening there. They can even block your accounts if that happens. The other thing is to the way to get your credit reports is through a website called annualcreditreport.com. That's annualcreditreport.com. This allows you to get all 3 of your credit reports once a year, absolutely free. And other places might charge you $8, something like that. And I don't know, maybe the first time around you could get all 3 of them. They're all fairly similar. They all kind of gather the same information. What I do is just put it on a rotating basis. I'll start with one, 3 months later I'll get one of the other ones, 3 months later I'll get the other one, and try to do that once a year so that I collect all 3 of them at different times all year long. They say about 25% of all credit reports have something wrong in them. And you don't want to find out when you're applying for a mortgage or a loan or something like that, for a car or something like that. So you want to make sure. Well, you're very good. This guy is very good. Here's the website right here, and it's really simple. This was actually the way this came about was I don't know, about 10 years ago maybe. The folks that collect data for you, these people right here, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, they were collecting all of the information for your credit reports, but it turns out they were selling that information to credit card companies, okay, which was really kind of unethical and wrong to do. So they came up with a massive settlement on this thing, and one of the parts of the settlement was that you can go ahead and get your credit reports for free from these people. What's important about this is that, and many of you know this, many of you have done the nuts and bolts on this before. When you get a credit report, when you go out on a Saturday to go car shopping and you go into a dealership and they pull your credit report, that lowers your credit score. Because every time you indicate that you may be ready to make a major purchase, even though you haven't made the purchase, it brings your credit score down. Not a lot, a few points in here. So when you get your credit reports through annualcreditreport.com, it does not impact your credit score at all. So this is the way to do it cheap and not have it do any damage to your credit score, which is really important to do. But you'll be able to find a lot of good information there and have access to it, and you can access that anytime. It's real easy to do. I think that's an important thing to do. The other thing is check with your financial institutions and ask them what they're doing to protect you. And the credit union works very hard to make sure that there is no risk with your personal finance information here at San Diego County Credit Union. You can have some peace of mind with that, but certainly check around with others as well. And just be very protective. Just be very protective. It's amazing how diligent people can be when it comes to their credit cards and stuff like that, but yet they'll hand their credit card to a person at a restaurant who then disappears with that card. And who knows what things they're doing with that. A lot of these people wear a little device that is very small, and simply what happens is that when they have your credit card and nobody's looking, they swipe the credit card through that. They get nothing out of that, but at the end of the day, when they leave work, there's some guy waiting for them in the parking lot who takes that device from them. And they can then have all that information. They then are the ones that use all of that information. They pay these people, $5-10 a swipe or something like that. So they pick up some nice change by doing that. So, be very careful. Some people have been so flagrant about this at a lot of retailers where they actually have the device sitting next to the unit they use to swipe the card anyway to make a purchase. They go whoosh, whoosh, and they do it twice, and nobody ever says, why'd you do that twice? Well, if you ever see them do that, ask them why they did it twice, because they're probably trying to sell your information to somebody out there as well. So those are obviously pretty simple things to do.